A very good evening to you and a warm welcome to this week's edition of Breeding to Win. We saw some thrilling racing out at Scottsville yesterday, and the KwaZulu-Natal season is now in full swing. More about that later on in the show. Right now, it's time to take a look at what you can look forward to on this edition of Breeding to Win. Fee catches up with Vion Smith and the Cuda team for some interesting new developments. Fee also chats to Kevin Somerville about the new sire Lancaster Bomber. We look at the Mutonshoek dispersal sale. And last but not least, we play out with the Group 1 races from Scottsville yesterday. Cuda Holdings is renowned for their leadership in innovation. Fiona Ramsden chats to Vion Smith, the CEO of Cuda, as well as some other members of the team about their new developments.
It's a while since we've caught up with Vion Smith, and it's lovely to be at the Cuda offices this morning to have a good catch-up about what's going to be coming up in the coming months. Vion, we haven't spoken to you for a while. Lots coming up.
Yes, absolutely. Lots coming up. Lots happening at the moment. We just come off the Mutonshoek dispersal sale, as well as the BSA mare sale. So yeah, got to see a lot of people over the last few days, and of course we're in the middle of the KZN racing season. So very exciting.
It's never a dull moment for Cuda, is it? Because as you said, there's all these sales going on, dispersal sales, and always busy. And apart from horse sales, you're at game sales as well. So always a busy time for Cuda.
It is always a busy time, but we've got a wonderful team, and we've grown to almost 30 employees now. Can you believe it? So there's enough people to share the load, and I think we've still maintained the client service that people have become accustomed to with Cuda.
Yeah, I see they're all working really hard this morning. And of course, it's breeding season coming up. There'll be stallions. There's all sorts of things happening as well on that side.
Yeah, it's strange how the years just fly by. We really have a whole list of new stallions for the stallion roster this year. So from an insurance perspective, that creates opportunities for first season infertility insurance, etc. Then there'll be a number of stallion renewals coming up, and then we're into the breeding season. So, mares giving birth to the next generation of thoroughbreds.
Yeah, really, the cycle just comes around so quickly, and the years fly by. But yeah, as I said, to see your staff are so busy and always working really hard. And we always see them out and about as well at all the events, which is lovely, with friendly faces. Yeah,
it was our 10th birthday this year. Can you believe it? So 15 March this year, we could have turned 10, and we had a bit of an internal celebration, to reflect on what's been an amazing 10 years and a very exciting 10 years for me personally. And it's been great to see how people within the businesses have grown over the last 10 years, and how we've maintained the vision that we set out 10 years ago.
Yeah, Cuda certainly has been a great success, and you're even extending your offices a little bit. You need that extra space.
Yeah, we might get interrupted by some building noises in the background here, but we are creating a little bit more space here at the office, and it's being so close to the beach and so close to where we all live gives us the ability to get to the office really quickly and still maintain a healthy work-life balance, and it's a wonderful environment in which to work, I must say.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And moving on to CTS, I mean, you're very busy with that as well, because although it's gone a little bit quiet, there are sales coming up.
Yes, our last sale was the Cape Premier yearling sale, which is now already almost four and a half months in the past, and our next sale is only in November, the ready to run sale. So we'll start ramping up marketing and advertising efforts in that space within the next couple of months. There's still a bit of uncertainty about the exact date of the Cape Premier yearling sale next year, purely because the Met's a bit later this year. So the Met's been confirmed to be running on the 1st of February, which doesn't allow us to do the sale on the Wednesday before the Met as we did last year or this year, just because of the scheduling within the convention centre. The mining in Durban actually starts in that week. So we're playing around with some ideas, and we should have a final answer within the next couple of weeks, I would say. So probably by mid-June at the very latest, we'll announce the final date for the Cape Premier yearling sale. And it's amazing, we're already getting inquiries. I got an email yesterday from a bloodstock agent in the UK inquiring about the date, and they starting thinking about scheduling flights and accommodation, etc. So the Cape Premier yearling sale has really become a feature of the international racing or sales calendar, and something that we're really proud of, and a legacy that we we will continue to build on.
Yeah, it's absolutely fantastic. And you're going over to the Epsom Derby next week
Yes.
to also sort of promote yourself and hopefully get a few more customers over.
I feel very lucky to be able to go to the Investec Derby next weekend, and that's, we'll see a lot of familiar faces, and I'm sure there'll be a lot of inquiries about sales dates for next year, and I guess you could say that this would be the start of our campaign of marketing ourselves for next year.
Yeah, I don't think anyone really realises how much work goes on behind the scenes, because obviously you're looking at dates, you'll also be looking at the panel for the inspections as well.
Absolutely, and there will be some announcements with regards to the panel for this year. We're looking to do the selections during the same period roughly than we did last year. We felt that worked really well and allowed us to get the catalogues out, before some of the international sales in late November. So we're going to stick to that, schedule, and that's around the corner. A couple of months from now, we'll be going around the country looking at yearlings.
I know time flies, but it really has been a fantastic sale, and CTS has grown over the years. It really is a well-attended sale and a well thought of sale.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's a very unique sale, and in terms of the number of end users that actually attend the sale, you've got an absolutely full convention centre for that sale, and it's a wonderful vibe. And whereas with the majority of yearling sales across the world, really, it's mainly attended by bloodstock agents and trainers and service providers, people like us. But what makes that sale really unique is that the end user and the eventual owner of the horse, tends to be sitting there, and we feel that creates a lot of value from a breeder's perspective in terms of how much we can generate as sales prices, and long may we continue.
Yeah, and some really, really good horses have come out of these CTS sales, and then of course we've got Singapore Sling running in Singapore on Saturday.
Yeah, absolutely amazing. I think there's an article coming out this morning about Singapore Sling running on Saturday, and here we have a 225,000 rand purchase, I think he was. So, in dollar terms, we're talking $17,000 US dollars, and he's running in a Group 1, and I think he's one of the favourites, if not the favourite, for the Cran G Mile on Saturday in Singapore. So, wonderful timing, to have a horse like that. Competing on the international stage. Hopefully when we speak again, we'll be speaking about him winning the Cran G Mile as opposed to just running in the Cran G Mile. That really will be just an incredible achievement for South Africa, for South African breeding. And I think it's a particularly nice story in that he's running firstly in the Group 1. He's trained by South African and Tony Millard. He'll be ridden by Carice Steeton. So a real South African, bred by Drakenstein, by philanthropist, and a real South African story. So at the same time, I believe we're still making huge progress towards resolving the export protocols, challenges that we have, and wouldn't it be wonderful to, within the next few weeks or months, to not only go out to the market and talk about this, the South African horse of ours competing on the international stage, but we've made it easier for you to get South African horses into these international jurisdictions as well. So, a lot of positive news, possible within the next few months, and we'll certainly, do everything from our side to get the maximum benefit for our vendors by promoting that kind of news.
Yeah, it's going to be wonderful if we do pull that off. It'd be fantastic for the next sale. But anyway, Fiona, there's some really exciting news coming up the next time we speak to you, hopefully in the next few months. We've got some more sort of things happening, and we're going to look forward to catching up with you again.
Absolutely, thanks you.
Always good to be here with Vian Smith at the CUDA offices. As I said, everyone's busy working away here. Lots going on with both CUDA and CTS, and we'll be looking forward to catching up with Vian again in the next month, where he's got some new, exciting news for us.
Lancaster Bomber is the Group 1 winning son of Warfront. He's also the new addition to the band of stallions at Drakenstein Stud. The racing manager, Kevin Somerville, tells us more.
We've touched on new stallion Lancaster Bomber arriving in South Africa a couple of times on the show, once with John Freeman and once briefly with Kevin. But it's lovely to be chatting to Kevin today to get a little bit more info on the stallion Lancaster Bomber. Kevin, really exciting stallion that's coming to Drakenstein. He's beautifully bred by Warfront. Of course, we've got some good news about him as well.
Yeah, no, absolutely, Fee. We are very excited. I think not just for Drakenstein, but for the South African racing industry. He was a special horse. He was a Group 1 winner in Europe. Those horses are hard to come by. And then, being by Warfront means that he's by one of the world's leading sires at the moment, and currently the sire of the Preakness winner, War of Will. So timing is perfect, and I think everybody will be very, very impressed with him when they see him.
Yes, the pictures I've seen of him, confirmation-wise, he's a smashing-looking individual, isn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. And look at it, it's testament to, I suppose his physique is testament to his race record. His race record was outstanding. He ran with the best of them in Europe, and often had some multiple Group 1 winners behind him. So very, very excited. He was a wonderful 2-year-old. He was a horse that ran second in the Breeders' Cup Turf. He ran second in the Duo Stakes. So, those are great races. And then obviously as a 3-year-old, he competed against the best in Europe as well. And then as a 4-year-old, he won his Group 1. So we're absolutely thrilled to get him. And, for everybody here, I think it's very, very exciting. And I think it'd be very, very popular.
He looks to be very versatile for South Africa, doesn't he? And looking at his form and his pedigree, and obviously what he's done as a 2, 3 and 4-year-old.
Yeah, I think that's you hit the nail on it. He is very, very versatile, and he should be able to get anything really. I think if we mate him correctly and we send him some precocious mares, I'm pretty sure he'll be able to get high quality 2-year-olds like his dad does. But he should also have no problem getting Queen's Plate winners and Met winners, and he's that type of horse. I think he could do anything as a racehorse. So we've just got to try and give him as good a support as we can, and at Drakenstein we'll certainly try and do that. Gain will certainly try to put an outstanding broodmare band together, and he'll be getting the cream of the crop this year.
And when he won the Grade 1 Tattersall's Gold Cup, I think he broke the record for time in that race, in the history of that race. So that shows he's got a bit of speed, which is what we want.
No, absolutely, Fee. No, he's look, some of the times that he ran, in the Royal Ascot when he ran second in the St James's Palace Stakes as well. Some of the times he ran were absolutely phenomenal. So and he didn't just do it once. It wasn't a fluke. He did it on firm ground. He did it on soft ground. He did it on different tracks over different undulations as they are in the UK, and very, very, just exciting, really, really exciting horse. He had really good speed, and he stayed well as well. So we're very, very excited.
As we said, very, very versatile, and I think he won over £1 million, which is great as well. Yeah,
no, absolutely, and it's not easy to do that in the UK. The prize money is not great there, but this horse put together an outstanding race record, and obviously competed as well as in America as well. And so we're talking about he was able to race at Newmarket down the mile straight, but he was also able to go to America and run around the turn, those tight turns. So he was extremely versatile. I did True Next against Lancaster Bomber, and he scores beautifully against a variety of mares here in South Africa. So I think other people can go ahead and do it themselves. You'll find that I think he scores particularly well, and we know that Danzig Line has done very, very well here in South Africa, the National Assembly and them. So we very, very excited. I think he'll nick well with all the broodmare lines here, and if you're looking for speed, I think he's got it, and looking for that 1.25 mile type of horse, maybe a July winner, I'm pretty sure he'll be able to do it as well. And Lancaster Bomber, he's got a smashing name, hasn't he? He's got a good ring to it, and I love all your caps and your new jackets and things. They really do look good. And Lancaster Bomber being a big sort of bombing jet. Yeah, no, absolutely. Well, obviously, he's by Warfront, so their name rings well with that, and I think we're going to see some exciting sort of names come out of it. I think that's often some of the fun part about naming horses, and this horse has got a beautiful name, and he was a beautiful racehorse, so I think all in all, we're very, very excited.
We're really looking forward to seeing him and catching up with you again to see how his progress and is going along, and really looking forward to seeing the Lancaster Bomber.
Thanks, Fee. Thank you very much.
Well, that was great chatting to Kevin, getting an update about Lancaster Bomber. As I said, we're really looking forward to seeing him in the flesh at Drakenstein. He's an absolutely gorgeous looking horse, and he's got the pedigree and the race record to go with it.
Breeders' Fun maiden on the inside. Lancaster Bomber, who's battling back as they go towards the line. Lancaster Bomber and True Bella very close.
Lancaster Bomber is now being ridden along. All in line here. They're off in the juvenile turn. Lancaster Bomber, Good Samaritan is posing on the far outside, but it's Oscar Performance by 4. Lancaster Bomber.
And Barney Roy on the near side now has moved through to Lancaster Bomber and Thunder Snow. Barney Roy in front as they race for the shadows, the post.
They're off, and a great start on the Rico Woodbine Mile. 5 wide, Lancaster Bomber is there, but it is Wilder Prubel who slips away. Wilder Prubel in front, right down the outside, finishing on is Mondial East and Lancaster Bomber.
Set for the Breeders' Cup Mile, and away they go. Lancaster Bomber down at the rail, late run from Carrara on the outside.
Tattersalls Gold Cup.
Yes, that's it, the racing.
And Lancaster Bomber, can he follow up his maiden of a couple of years ago and get another success? It's only his second ever success, but it's a Group 1 win in the Tattersalls Gold Cup. Makes all Lancaster Bomber wins.
The Mutonsuk dispersal sale took place this past Thursday, where some top quality broodmares, weanlings, yearlings and ex-racehorses were sold on this non-reserve sale. The Breeding to Win team were there to file this report.
Ashley Parker from Ascot Stud has made the journey to the Mutonsuk dispersal sale today, and he's bought very well indeed. Ashley, you're taking home a few mares and a nice weanling.
Yes, I think it was a nice sale, lots of value. Obviously, Chris was a great friend of mine, and so is Benny, but bought some nice horses, Way West Goddess for the owners of Heavenly Blue, especially for Heavenly Blue at lot number 1. And then I bought for myself Kiss for Kate, the dam of Kissational, in foal to United States as well, and then also Unconditional Dating Hill Dancer mare in foal to United States.
That's very exciting, because we all know how exciting the United States is, so to have the mares in foal to him is fantastic as well.
Yes, I think also Unconditional is a Dating Hill Dancer mare, so obviously the cross with Galileo does extremely well, and obviously she suits my horse Global View extremely well as well.
Well, obviously you're one of our biggest sponsors, and we often see you in Port Elizabeth. We don't very often see you in Cape Town, so it's good to see you, and I couldn't miss you actually when I saw you in those shorts earlier. There's a bit of a story behind those shorts.
The shorts I found at the St Francis Links Golf Club on the sale rack, where I shop often. So there was a size 38 and a size 40, so I bought the 38s for myself and the 40s for any price. It fits in perfectly as well.
Well, I think you're both very, very brave for wearing them today. You really do stand out, and you've had a great sale. Lovely to see you here, Ashley.
Thanks very much, Fee.
A few trainers made the trip out to Mutonsuk today to support today's sale, and one of them was Vaughan Marshall, and he's had a very good day indeed. Vaughan, you've taking home some nice purchases.
Yes, we came along and we got some nice cheap horses, but it's a very sad day to see the winding up of Mutonsuk, and in memory of Chris. I think it was great that everyone made the effort to come out here, but there were some nice horses for sale and at very reasonable prices.
Absolutely, a very sad day, but chatting to Colin and Benny, they're quite happy actually at the end of the day how the sale's gone with the way the industry is going at the moment.
Oh, very much so. Of course there were a lot of cheap horses, but there were some quite expensive horses, so overall I think they should be well pleased with the sale.
Yeah, some nice weanlings that you can take a bit of a gamble with, and it's actually quite nice yearlings as well.
Oh, definitely. I got 2 yearlings, which I'm very happy with, and we'll see how we go. And the weaning I bought was also quite a nice little weaning, but those are all chances that you take, so it's great to take that chance.
Well, we can't reiterate enough how sad it was to lose Chris Gerber in the racing industry, and it's a very, very sad day to have a dispersal sale of over 180 horses going through the ring here at Mutonsuk. And with me now is Colin Gordon. Colin, obviously it was a worry, a sale, and the way the industry is going at the moment, but relatively happy with the way today's sale went.
Yeah, I just want to thank all the purchasers who took the long trip out to Mutonsuk. We had a lovely turnout. Well done to BSA for the work they put into the sale, and it was well supported, so thank you to everyone who put their hand up and took home a horse.
Yeah, as we were saying to Benny as well, we've been so well looked after here today. It's really been a lovely day out. The farm is looking magnificent, and the horses have sold relatively well. There was some ups and downs as we expected, but a good day, and some people have taken home some real bargains.
Yes, look, I think there was an excellent clearance rate. I expected that we would be left with a few more, but there was, as we said beforehand, a horse for everybody, and that turned out to be the case. Very pleased with our sales topper. Eris's Goal that went well, and then obviously there were guys from other disciplines mopping up at the bottom end of the market, so it was good all in all.
Yes, so were you expecting a 1.1 million? That wasn't bad at all.
No, I think in this market, obviously we did pay a lot for her, and in this market I think 1.1 million we've done well.
There was some lovely mares on the sale, and of course people have gone away, as I said, taking a little bit of a gamble with some of those weanlings and some really nice yearlings.
Yeah, the weanlings sold well, I thought particularly well for you. We might be getting it all wrong in South Africa. We need to have a few more weanling sales. And then the yearlings, we were also just pleased, there were yearlings headed for the 2-year-old sales. So they are horses that need time. And so we were pleased that people put up their hands and took one home.
But it's been a sad few days for Chris's friends and acquaintances. Some of them have spent a few days here on the farm and just gone over old memories and old fun times.
Yes, I think every sale has been sad for me, because at the end of that sale you look at the horses and you say, it's another chapter, or towards closing the book on this. So it's really been very sad for Bridgie and Johnny. But it is what it is, and we're just grateful and hope these horses will perform, and every time they do that, people think of Chris Gerber.
Well, when I've chatted to Benny in previous interviews, I think Chris and Benny, they were looking forward to a great season next year. Really got good stock.
Yes, we really feel like in the last couple of years we were moving in the right direction. We'd listened to the advice of a lot of the leading trainers, of a lot of the leading bloodstock people, and we felt like we were getting on the right footing. But as I reiterate, it is what it is, and we'll move on.
Well, we'll follow these horses, and I'm sure Chris will as well. Thank you very much for having us all here at Mutonsvik today. It's been a great sale.
Thanks, Fee. It's always lovely having you out at Mutonsvik.
Very, very sad day for the farm today.
Yeah, it certainly is. I mean, the writing was on the wall in November last year, so we've had 6 months to get used to it. And but you can't really properly prepare for a day like today.
And as most sales go, it's a very up and down business at the moment, isn't it?
It certainly is. I think a good number of the mares were extremely well bought. They represent really, really good value. But I was very happy with the weanlings, so swings and roundabouts. It's a funny old game.
Yeah, absolutely. Some very up and down prices. Some people have gone away with some really good buys.
I would say so. I really think some of the top lots, I think, were well bought, and the people who bought them went away happy. But, they get used to that from Mutonsvik.
A lot of the horses deserve to obviously go for a lot more, but you did have a mare that sold for 1.1 million. That was your top lot for the day.
Yeah, it was a breeder that seized an opportunity. It was going to be a once-off, and probably one had to do that to get in there, because that family is well looked after. They're well held.
Well, I must say you've really, really royally looked after us today, you and Jackie. I mean, the hospitality's been fantastic. The food and drinks have been flowing, and you've really kept us all happy here. Now, going forward for you and Jackie, you're going to carry on with the farm here.
Yeah, so my part of the farm is going to remain as a boarding stud. I got some seed mares that I managed to buy at the right price, and a couple of weanlings. So at least we've got a going concern. And we welcome, and we've actually signed up a couple of orders today, so at least a little bit of that business carries on.
A little bit of positive business, and then we just sit and wait and see what happens to Chris's land next door.
Yeah, it is a magnificent piece of land, and I think lots of people came to this valley for the first time. I mean, we've been privileged, all of us, and we've been here a couple of times, and people have just been absolutely blown away. They've kind of absorbed the vibe of this place.
It's an absolutely stunning day with the mountains behind us, absolutely glorious. But Benny, as I said, a sad day for you, but we wish you all the best going forward, and thank you very much for having us all and looking after us today.
Great pleasure. Thanks to BSA, and thanks to all the staff, and thanks very much to Wilgeborstift. They came and helped us from last week. We would never have been able to do it without them. I'd really, really like to thank them.
Absolutely, yes, everything ran really, really smoothly at today's sale, not a blip, and everyone was really, really royally looked after. What a great day we've had, despite being a sad occasion, and some people have walked away with some real bargains.
The Grade 1 Sorga Sun Sprint was one of 4 Group 1 races which took place yesterday. We leave you with a highlights package of all the fun, excitement and action that took place at Scottsville. From myself, Julie Alexander, and the rest of the Breeding to Win team, good night.
Sing for Rafa and Yes Sir I Can Boogie. Cavivar between runners. Basadi Faith's about 2 or 3 lengths off the leader. Me Time's also trying to get into the race. Rio's Winter towards the outside. Sing for Rafa still leads it. Yes Sir I Can Boogie. Cavivar's running on. Basadi Faith's in trouble as they come down to the 200 metre marker. Sing for Rafa is still the leader. Sing for Rafa down the inside. Miss Florida and Cavivar's getting into the race late. And the leader is still Sing for Rafa, but Miss Florida and Cavivar came flashing over the line as one. And Sing for Rafa, 3-way duel. We'll go back to the slow-mo. Absolute thriller. So, number 5, Miss Florida. Just look at this horse with the pink cap. Sing for Rafa led it at that stage. Cavivar put in 1 lace thread, and they come down to the line. Who will it go to? The pink cap of Miss Florida and Cavivar. Miss Florida probably sneaked it. Number 5 won it. Cavivar back in second. Sing for Rafa, what a run in third, and Yes Sir I Can Boogie takes that 4th position. African Warriors about 3 lengths off them with Master J. Alrams on the outside, then got the green light, followed by Emerald Band, but it's compact as they move to the 700 metre. Spring Break just about the leader. Wave down the inside, loosen your tie. Frosted Gold just needs some running room. That's the grey between runners. African Warriors on the outside. Master of Illusion, Alrams, and then got the green light as they come down with 250 to go. Wave, African Warrior, Cartel Captain, Master J, Spring Break, and got the green lights coming on strongly on the outside. And Frosted Gold has now seen daylight as they come to the line. Eden Rock on the inside. Eden Rock won it. Close for second, Frosted Gold and Wave, and further back in the run got the green light. Number 5, Eden Rock jumped very smartly. Wave runs an absolute cracker, and Frosted Gold gets out, comes nearest us. So the winner's Eden Rock. That second place gets very close. So number 5 is the winner, Eden Rock. Second place will go to the grey, number 7, Frosted Gold. Third to number 15, that's Wave. Towards the inside, Neptune's Reign, Green Plains just off the first call. Rose in Bloom is further back in the run. Freedom Charters on the right-hand side with Nafaez. Mighty High's about 3 lengths off the leader at this stage. Over on the inside of that one, Green Plains, Exquisite Touch, San Fermin is towards the inside as they come down with about 500 metres to go. Juniper Spring just about the leader. Snow Dance is there. Anime, Rose in Bloom. Then Temple Graffin towards the inside. Neptune's Rain, Freedom Charters towards the outside, and then comes Exquisite Touch. Vision to Kill's also trying to get into the race. Right across the track, Snow Dance and Juniper String, and on the outside, Celtic Sea's coming to get them all. And here's Celtic Sea exploding into action. Celtic Sea 1 going away. Snow Dance, Vision to Kill, and Neptune's Rain. Well, there's the omen. I asked you who were the famous horses, and this great man, the great man and lady, Graham Beck and Rona Beck, and here we go. Celtic Sea, the Captain L, Sean Tarry and Lyle Hewitson, and they come home from off the pace to win, going away. Snow Dance will run second. Search Party, the extreme left-hand side, the white cap, then Tribal Fusion, Van Halen. They are followed by Down to Zero, Prince Carl is just off them. They are followed by Chimichurri Run. Towards the inside of that one, Palace Chapel, Sniper Shot between horses. And then comes Attenborough, and they spread right across the track. Then Africa Rising. Absolute Stampede as they come down with 300 metres to go. Tribal Fusion, Bold Respect, Mardi Gras running on. Palace Chapel, Down to Zero. Running on from behind is Africa Rising. Africa Rising, Bold Respect, Palace Chapel, Tribal Fusion, Down to Zero. And also taking off Chimichurri Run. Chimichurri Run, Trip to Heaven. Chimichurri Run won it. Trip to Heaven's involved. Undercover Agent will go back for that slow-mo replay. Absolute Stampede. There's the salute from the 2 riders putting their hands up. They're not in your picture at this stage. Trip to Heaven comes flying. Chimichurri Chimichurri runs there down to 0 Palace Chapel, but here's number 5 Chimichurri Run, the trippy Raymond Danielson, and it's a 1-2, and it looks as though it could be a 3, 1-2-3 for Sean Tarry and Chris Van Niekerk. Then Undercover Agent. Behind that is Bold Respect. They were followed by Palace Chapel on the inside, down to 0. Look at that, 1, 2, 3 lengths covering maybe 7 or 8 runners. Absolute thriller in the Tsorgasan sprint.